Welcome to this dynamic placement test guide for test administrators. In the first part of this guide, we went through the basic setup of a test. In part 2, we will walk through some additional, more advanced features. These are not necessary to schedule a simple test, but you might find them useful in some cases. We will cover 5 main features in this guide. First, we will go through creating teacher and reporter accounts for other test administrators. We will go through the process of importing users from a spreadsheet in more detail. We will look at the various customization options when creating a test. Lastly, we will go through the offline mode and quick tests, what they are, and why they could be useful to you. If you work at a large organization and need to schedule lots of tests, you might find it helpful to create accounts for your colleagues to administer tests as well. To do this, click on the Users tab. Now, instead of clicking on Add Learner, as we did in Part 1, we'll click on the Teachers or Reporters group. Teachers and reporters are the 2 types of test administrators in the admin panel. Teachers are able to create learners and groups, schedule tests, and view results. Reporters are only able to view results. Choose whichever type fits in best with your needs. In this case, we'll create a teacher account. Click on Add Teacher. Fill in the basic details: name, email address, and a password. Select the groups that the teacher will be able to manage. In this case, we'll select All Groups. Click Save, and you're done. The new teacher will now be able to log in to the admin panel with their email address and the password you created. In Part 1 of the guide, we talked through importing learner accounts from a spreadsheet, which is a lot quicker than creating them one by one in the admin panel. When importing users, it's also possible to create teacher or reporter accounts, or to split the users into different groups. To do this, click on Import Users, and click to download the template in the window that appears. Open it in Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets, or a similar program. As we did in Part 1, let's fill in columns A, B, and C with the details of the users you want to create: name, email address, and password. Now, we'll add 2 more column headings on the right: Group and User Type. Under Group Name, we can create new groups for the users. Let's try splitting them into 2 groups, Group A and Group B. Under User Type, we can specify whether the new user should be a learner, a teacher, or a reporter. Let's make one of the users in Group A a teacher and one of the users in Group B a reporter. As before, let's save the file as a CSV file and upload the spreadsheet into the admin panel. Double-check the information is correct and hit Save. Now we can see that the information has been imported, but this time the users have been separated into 2 groups. There is also now a teacher in Group A and reporter in Group B. Now, let's look at customization options when creating a new test. When you create a new test, this window will appear. In Part 1, we only focused on the top 5 sections. Now, let's look at the others. Here, you can change the language of the test instructions to the one most relevant for your students. Under Certificate, you can change the results shown on the certificate. The default option is a simple CEFR score. However, you can also cross-reference this score with the output of other tests, such as the IELTS. Please note that this is for reference purposes only. If you add an access code to the test takers will only be able to start the test once they have entered the correct access code. This is a useful feature if you want to control exactly when the test takers begin the test. You can decide whether the result of the test will be shown to the test takers once they have finished and whether you want to be notified once they have completed the test. The follow-up feature is useful when you would like to gather more information from test takers or have them complete an additional exercise, such as writing task. Enter text and a link that will be displayed to the test takers once they have finished. Once you've decided on your test setup, click Save. Now, let's go through the offline mode. As the name suggests, the offline version of the test can be taken without an active internet connection. So, it is a useful feature when your test takers are based in areas with unstable internet connections. From a test taker's perspective, there's no noticeable difference when taking the offline version. The way it works is that all the test content is automatically downloaded to their device before they start. After they finish, the result is automatically uploaded. The test taker will still need to be able to access the internet before and after the test, but will not be affected by any internet connectivity issues while taking the test. If this sounds like a feature that would be relevant for your students, it can be set up very easily. You create users and the test in the same way that you normally would. The only difference occurs when you send out the welcome emails to your students. Select the relevant test and click on Send Email. Select all the test takers to whom you'd like to send the welcome email and click Edit. On the right side of the screen, you'll see two options: Online Mode Welcome Email and Offline Mode Welcome Email. Click on Offline Mode Welcome Email. You'll notice that the only difference between the emails is that the students will be directed to a different link, with #offline at the end of the URL. Click Save and Send Email. That's it. Your students will now be able to take the offline version without worrying about internet connectivity issues, and you can sit back and wait for the results to come in. Now, let's look at quick tests. A quick test is a useful feature if you have to test a single learner with short notice. Rather than creating a learner account and then creating a test for them, you do it all in one step. To schedule a quick test, click on Tests, then Quick Test. Fill in the test taker's basic information: name, email, and a password. Click Save. Now, we can see that a new test has been created, named Quick Test 4, and the learner's name. In this case, Quick Test for Andrew. The settings of the test are all set to the default options. The learner is also the only one selected to take the test. If we want to change any of these settings or add any other existing users to the test, we can do so by clicking Edit, making the changes, then clicking Save. Note that we have also created a new learner account for the test taker. We can find them by clicking on the Users button. We can move them to a group, edit their information, or delete the user. We hope that you found this walkthrough of the additional features of the admin panel useful. If you'd like to learn more, we have a resource bank filled with useful information, including tutorials, case studies, as well as background and theory of the dynamic placement test. To have a look, visit www.dynamicplacementtest.com/support/resources. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. You can either email your account manager or our support team at support@clarityenglish.com. Thank you.